Hey first grade. So last time you looked at some sunflowers and we drew, but today we're gonna do a finished piece, a final piece. So you're gonna get a big blue paper, and the first thing that I want you to do is, we're gonna use oil pastels, is write your name on the back and then a number 1 for first grade. And so now we're gonna flip it over, and I want you to start by drawing on the bottom of your paper, drawing some kind of vase. And you could try to draw the vase that you see your flowers in, or you can use your artistic mind and change it up a bit. So here's some ideas. You could just do a rectangle. That can be a vase that your flower is coming out of. You could add a little bit of flair to it by adding a little bump on top, like it's almost like a lip on top. You could add some designs to it. It's up to you. Here's some other ideas you could do. You could do bump out like that, like a big circle almost, and then draw a little flat top, and that could have flowers coming out of it. So it's up to you how you want to do it. So here we go. We got my vase, and now I'm going to color my vase with some oil pastels. And at this point, I'm going to go into fast motion. All right, I'm all done with my vase, and I want you to see that I colored it really dark. I tried to mix some colors together and layer colors, so I put one down and then put another one on top. And you can play around with that even more, and it ends up looking pretty cool. So I want you to spend some time making your vase look really nice, because that is just as important as the next part, which is the painting. So for your painting, I want you to see how big this piece of paper is. I want to use that piece of paper. My vase is about the size of my hand. It's nice and big, and then I still have plenty of space for my flowers. So we're going to use some tempera paint today. It's liquidy paint, and you're going to use a brush. I'll have a few different size brushes. And so what you'll do is take your paintbrush, and remember that when you take your paintbrush out of the water, if it's really wet, you can use paper towel, or you can wipe it on the side of the cup to get the extra water off. And I'm going to dip my brush in the green, because my stem for my flowers are green. And I'll just go ahead and paint rather, a few stems. If you have one flower, you can do one, but you can also say, you know what, I want there to be a lot of sunflowers coming out of mine. You can make some of them bend and come down, because sometimes the sunflowers might start to wilt and they might bend down. You could have them all go really high up. You can do 1, you could do 3, you could do 5. It's up to you. Once you feel like, okay, that looks good, now you're going to start to paint the flowers themselves. So what we're going to do here is, I can give you guys a little bit of brown paint. I forgot to pour it. So I'm going to use what I have available to me, because that's what artists do. I'm going to try and look for a brown oil pastel. Perfect. Now if you look right at the flower, if the flower is looking right at you, it's going to be a circle. But as it turns to the side, it's going to be more of an oval, or it might be more like a disc, like that, just a line. So it just depends on if that flower is facing you, you'll see the circle of the inside. If it's facing away from you, you'll see more of like just a flat part. And now for the part you've all been waiting for, the petals. And you'll notice that some of the sunflowers are not just yellow, are they? They have other colors. So I'm going to go ahead and start to paint on my yellow petals all the way around my flower. and they can overlap. My petals can overlap because if you see flowers, sometimes one flower will overlap, the other one will cover it. So here I have yellow all the way around, but then I saw that some of mine had some orange or red in them, so I could even take some orange and just go right on top and add some more color. And I'm just doing kind of petal shapes, just painting in the direction of the petals. And now, last but not least, I might want to look at it again. And I see that my green is drying right there and it's not super bright. So I might go and just go over that stem one more time. You could even dip your brush in the yellow and mix some yellow into your green, because green is actually part yellow. And if you want a little bit more of a brighter green, you can add some yellow to it. I can add some leaves and some other green. Now, let's take a look at this painting. Marvelous! When I'm all done with my painting, I'm going to take it and put it on the drying rack. And that stop sign says, stop. Did you remember your name? So if you forgot your name, hopefully that'll help you remember. And then you can clean up. If there's time, you may free draw.